love digging into a fully loaded baked potato like I do, today you're going to need a spoon. Serving up her rich and hearty loaded baked potato soup. Welcome back the author of Kitchen Matters, our good friend Pamela Salzman. Welcome, Pamela.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
So
This
happy
looks
to be
so
here again.
great. Smell
Does
that?
it smell good already?
Debbie,
Really
Kim,
good.
Ken at the counter, taking it all in. Now, I love how this delicious and obviously great smelling soup came from really an answer to all the leftovers that you had lying around after you made too many baked potatoes.
I'm going to be the self-appointed leftovers queen here. I love making use of leftovers. My family, not so much. So I try and take leftovers and change it up. So one day I had a bunch of baked potatoes left over from like a game day, and I turned it into a soup, and everybody loved it, and then they wanted me to start making baked potato soup. So
what a great idea.
It stemmed out of that.
I literally take the leftovers and I eat them exactly the way they were, but this is such a genius idea.
Thanks.
Okay, good. And we're going to get right into it. You've got some onions, you got some celery, a little bit of garlic and butter in there, correct?
Yes, which is already pre-sauteed, and it smells great. And what you're just looking for here is your onions to be tender and translucent.
Okay,
And
fantastic.
you can change up the fat that you use. So if you didn't want to use butter, you could use something like avocado oil, or you could use some of these vegan butters, whatever
Very
you want.
good. Okay.
And then we have, obviously, the star of the soup, which is a potato. You can use a russet potato. You can use a Yukon Gold potato. Up to you if you want to peel them.
Okay.
I mean, the peel does have a lot of fiber and a lot of nutrients, but when you puree the soup, the peel doesn't allow it to be very, very smooth and silky. So that's kind of up to you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because we talk about having leftover baked potatoes.
Yes.
And if they were already baked, how would you adjust this?
You can just throw them in here the
Okay.
same way, and you could still keep cooking them, doesn't matter.
Okay,
and then
very
add
good.
the rest of your ingredients, and it's all the same.
Beautiful.
That's a great question.
So we got the potatoes in there. Now we're going to be adding some of the other elements. Do we have to let that sit for a while, or can we just
No,
kind of...
now that you've tossed it with this mixture,
Okay, good.
then you add the rest of your ingredients. I mean, this is a very simple soup. So I hope
what I
you're
love
not
about
too disappointed.
Are
that
you
we're
kidding
not doing
me?
too much work here. Any
Excuse me.
stock that you want. Bone broth, chicken stock,
Oh, now
vegetable
you're
stock.
reeking it.
I didn't even have to
I know who I'm working with here, okay?
That is
so
so
we're
good.
gonna pour our stock in, and
Okay.
then here's the secret ingredient to make the soup just a little bit healthier.
This one blew me away a little bit.
I can't believe that you haven't worked with these. They're raw cashews. So I told Cameron, they have to be raw and they have to be cashews. So when you cook raw cashews in something like this, or even just soak them and blend them, they become like nothing. They become creamy and smooth, and they
So they blend
disintegrate.
up, no problem.
Blend up, no problem. And that's why I'm saying you can't use like almonds in here because they're too hard and they're gonna get kind of gritty. And then also they have to be raw because then they have no flavor. Now, if you have, this is the hack though, if you have raw cashew butter,
Yeah.
so like nut butter but with raw cashews, you can use an equal amount of that in here too. But also try and think of other recipes that might use something like heavy cream or sour cream or like a ton of cheese, and then you can try subbing in some of that raw cashew butter for it.
Isn't that a great swap out? I think that's amazing. And you don't even have to chop them up because we're going to be doing that a little bit later,
Yeah,
right?
this is going to be blended.
Yeah,
for sure.
right.
And then we want to give this soup some flavor. So a little Dijon mustard in here.
Nice.
Just gives it a little oomph. And then, of course, you always need things like salt and pepper. So we're going to
Okay.
do that.
I'll take care of that.
Thank you. So dump those in there. And then we're just going to stir this together, and we're going to allow this to sit and cook. But you have to just make sure before you start pureeing it that everything is pureeable.
Okay,
Right?
soft enough.
Soft enough. Like take a piece of that potato, smash it against the side of the soup pot, and then make sure you can puree it.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we start serving, or should we talk toppings before we serve?
They look like they're starving.
We'll serve and we'll talk toppings.
We can do it.
Okay.
We
You want to
can-
take? I'll
yeah.
hold you. I'll hold you serve.
We can serve and talk at the same time. So this is my favorite part of really the whole soup, which is kind of like a baked potato bar, but it's for soup. And honestly, this is the way I get my kids to eat things, because I put out toppings that they might like. And we're going really traditional today, but you don't have to. So you guys already have a little topping bar of your own. So things that you would put.
Yeah, Deb ate half of it while you.
Yeah, and tell me what you guys like to put.
did.
Are you noshing on your bacon before we even get started?
Yeah.
Have you finished your toppings already?
And what is this one?
So that's just sour cream, but you can sub in Greek yogurt.
Right, Deb? Little Greek yogurt?
I personally like to do veggies, so I like some broccoli, or even, have you guys ever tried roasting Brussels sprout leaves?
Oh, yes, I just
The leaves.
You do? What a coincidence!
that.
Really?
That was
So you can
delicious.
do roasted Brussels sprout leaves. You can do things like salsa and guacamole. You can even stir in something like a pesto just to give it some new flavor.
Oh,
But
that's good.
really,
Lovely.
anything that you would put on a baked potato.
Oh,
so,
let's see how we did.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cameron, you're gonna love this.
I'm gonna add some chives.
Oh my goodness.
It's really
I love
lovely.
chives. Yeah.
What a beautiful fall meal.
I feel warm and cozy inside.
It's like a big bowl of hugs.
It's like a
gosh,
big bowl of hugs. I love
So
that.
good. We did so good today.
We really did.
Pamela, you did a great
Really
job. And how about that? You can't even taste the cashews.
Well, yes,
Just
I
cream.
told you,
How
right?
nutty is that?
Oh,
How nutty is that?
oh
Love you,
God.
Ken Wingard.
That
For
was
the
good.
full recipe, you all can visit hallmarkchannel.com and you can connect with Pamela on her website.
Thank you.